Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Taja here, and I want to have a very honest conversation with you. I'm sitting here in a couch, talking to you very openly, and I'm gonna cry my heart out. No, I'm not. But I want to share with you what are basically the steps or what are the situations in my life that pushed me to the degree that I realized being selfish is what we are all missing. And the story can begin probably 4 years ago when I first decided to move to Denmark. It was for my studies, and at that point I just didn't see anything else than moving away from my country. That was probably my first really selfish thing to do, because I had a boyfriend at that time from Slovenia. My parents, of course, were like, they don't really want a kid to go away in another country. But nothing could stop me at that point. I felt so miserable. I felt so captured being in my home country that I was just like, I need to escape it. I just don't care what other people say. I need to go. And the funny thing is, we can all be selfish in those situations that push us into the edge. When enough is enough, we will all be selfish. But my question is, why do we need to wait so long? Why do we need to wait until the pain is so huge that we say, oh, finally, now I'm willing to step up for myself? I think it's about time that we shift this around. So that's the whole purpose of everything that I'm recording here, and the booklet that I got. If you haven't downloaded, you have to download. The link is somewhere below. And yeah, after I moved to Denmark, I just start my journey of transformation. And the more I start to transform myself, the more crazy ideas I got. And after being in Denmark for a year, I wanted to go further. I felt like being in Denmark is not far enough. I was running away from everything, but in general I was running away from myself because I couldn't handle the thoughts that I was having. I couldn't handle me self-sabotaging myself for every single small stuff that I did or I didn't do wrong. And then I decided to move to Canada. Again, totally out of enough is enough. I moved to Canada by myself. And in Canada, I actually got the huge awakening happening. I don't even know how to explain this period in my life, because it's something that I actually feel like I don't have a memory from some of the months when I was living here in Toronto. And probably the reason behind it is because I was at such a low vibration. I was in so much pain, in so much suffering, that nothing could mask my pain. And the thing is that when I was feeling the suffering and the pain within me, I wanted to mask it with everything around. I wanted to go to, the crazy events where people are dancing or just doing some fun stuff so that I could feel joy. But the more I was trying to get myself fixed from the outside, the more I realized that it's not leading me anywhere. And I remember in February 2016, I had a lot of days when I was just at home. I couldn't get to work at that time. I was just I was at the internship at that point, but I just couldn't get out of my bed. I was just crying. I was feeling so in pain. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was really, really devastating. After all, I was realizing that it was my spiritual awakening. So I had to deal with my deepest thoughts. I had to deal with my subconscious mind showing me what crazy shit I'm having there. And as I went through this experience, what happened afterwards is that I got a tattoo, this one, saying happiness is a choice. And as I was awakening, as I was getting the like the insights of what is happening, and I realized that I cannot find what I'm searching for anywhere outside. At that point, it hit me, and it came in a day. Like I cannot explain, but I know what spiritual people are saying when they say it's about awakening, it's about rebirth, because it actually feels like it was my rebirth. And at that point, I got this tattoo and I was like, yes, I can choose happiness every day. I know it's about how I choose to feel. It's about the emotions that I'm searching within. And in order for me to choose happiness, I have to be selfish. I have to put myself first. So that's when my journey of being selfish contributor, I could say, started. But at that point, I just believed, I actually wrote down the commitment to myself. And one of the sentences in this commitment was that I cannot help people. I cannot really do the work instead of them. I was just willing to be the example. I was willing to be the person that they could look up to and say, I want to be this happy as well, or I want to feel good with myself. I want to experience this. So I commit myself to be the example. And what did it mean? I went back home, and afterwards, like after the summer back in Slovenia, I had this urge within me that I want to move to London. And at that point, I got so close with my friends in Slovenia again. I was there for 3 months. We were having so much fun. I got so close to my family. And as I went to London for a week and then actually decided that I want to move there, I basically heard people. They were like, I got so many friends and my family that were like, are you sure you really want to move? Don't you want to just try to do your stuff here? And that was the first thing when I was like, no, I'm doing this for myself. And this was when I moved to London, and now I'm back in Canada, so it's my 4th time moving away from home. And the funniest thing is that I often asked, when I got connected to my soul, when I got connected to my higher self, I was doing a lot of meditations, of course. Then I got myself into theta healing. So I learned how to tune into my higher self, how to ask for guidance, how to ask Spirit's guide to tell me what to do. And I often asked, how can I help my parents? How can I help my brother? How can I help my friend? The answer was always the same. Help yourself. Do what you have to do. Help yourself. Help yourself. And the funny thing is, at that point, it was so painful for me to go away from my family, to go away from my brothers and to go away from my friends, for which I knew they have some issues that I could help them. But the guidance was saying to me, go away, help yourself. And at that point, I still didn't see how that will influence them. I still didn't see the bigger picture of me being a contributor because I was being selfish. But then it started happening. I started seeing my parents. As soon as I left, they started reading the books that I was reading. They start going to the events. They start getting themselves in the personal development industry when they are 50. So they were just starting to listening all the podcasts. They were starting to improve themselves. My mom started meditating, doing yoga. I was so shocked. And then one day I asked her, how come are you doing all this stuff? What put you there? It's I really want to know what was the secret to put you there. And she was like, you know what? When you're around, we just like to kind of like hold on to you because we know that you will make us happy, because they know that I'm always like a happy person. I do my best to feel good. So they were just like, you know, we want to be around you because that makes us happier. And then she said, but when you left, I had to rely on myself. I have to build this happiness by myself. And I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. This is incredible. Imagine all the people taking care about themselves. And as I said, you cannot really be a contributor if you're not selfish. Think about it. You say you want to change the world, but you're sacrificing yourself so much that you got burned out every 2 weeks. You got depleted with the energy. I know so many healers that are just, they're attaching other people's energy on themselves because they're just willing to do as many healings as people are asking for. They're willing to just always be there for others, always answer the phones, no matter if that makes them depleted from their energy. And not saying that if you take other people's energy on yourself, it's very likely that you will gain weight. It's a proven thing. It's like a lot of healers are gaining weight significantly when they're working with people and they're not taking time to clear their energy. So it's super crucial for your health, for your happiness, for your wealth, for people around you that you're selfish. And think about it. How did you awaken? How did you come to the point that you started listening to this kind of videos? It wasn't because it was all beautiful. It's always because you were suffering. It's always because you felt the pain within you. And that the pain pushed you to search something within, to search help, to search like podcasts, videos, I don't know, events. So with you being selfish and not being there by people all the time holding their hands, if you have to take care for yourself, it will make people take care of themselves more. It will, yes, it will be uncomfortable. It will push them to go out of comfort zone. And that's how we're going to change the world. That's how more and more people got awakened. That's how people got spiritual evolved, because they will have to be selfish. They will have to take care about themselves. They will have to love themselves. You know what really helped me when I was in Toronto, like in 2016, going through all this pain? The thing that helped me awaken the most was this. I started hugging myself, no matter how crazy it looks. And I started saying to myself, every single morning, every single evening before I fall asleep, I was like this. And I say to myself, Taja, you know, it doesn't really matter if you have no one around you. It doesn't really matter if people don't like you. I'll always be here for you. I'll always love you. I'll always take care of you. And we are always in this together. You're never by yourself. And you know what? As I was practicing this, I was holding myself for like 10, 15 minutes. I started feeling love within me. I actually started feeling like being in love. Isn't this insane? But that's how it is. When you are selfish enough, you fill your tank. And with filling your tank, you can contribute to this world. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of being a selfish contributor. So I'm challenging you again. Download my booklet. If you have any comments, feel free to write it in a comment, or if you have any questions, you can write it in a comment. There's also my email, my webpage, so you can definitely get in touch with me. And don't forget to get subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I am going to explain to you more about the 8 principles that are in the booklet. So guys, stay tuned, and yeah, see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.